of a system and a society that does not fucking work for anybody. And if you don't feel like the state is respecting you, you're not going to respect the laws of the state, and it's as simple as that.
Okay, stay there a second. Let me go to Tommy. Tommy, hi. How are you doing, Tommy?
How you doing, Niall? You well?
Good. Tommy, okay, back to the prison system itself and Helen McEntee and what she's doing, selecting people and releasing them an early release. Keir Starmer in the UK says once you've served 40% of your sentence, they're going to let you out. All this to free up prison spaces. So are we doing it wrong? Or is there something we're doing wrong here, that we're filling prisons too quickly?
Well, I'll start off by saying when I hear a politician showing compassion to anybody, never mind prisoners, that brings out a bit of cynicism in me. Who are they freeing up the space for? That's what I'm thinking. What's coming next? So we're getting hate speech laws. I'm going to go off topic a little bit. We're getting hate speech laws and gender laws coming in. Maybe that's why they're freeing up space. But my main point is this. We've been doing, the criminal justice system and the Guardian in general have been doing the wrong thing for the last, I would say, 90 years. When the guards were set up in this country in the 1920s after the Civil War ended, it was to put Gardaí on the street guarding. Now, I don't know whether you've ever heard of the broken window theory. They had it in New York in the 80s. Where if you start going around and fixing low-level signs of disorder like broken windows, graffiti, young people hanging around the streets, homeless people, once you start taking care of that, they find out that the bigger disorder starts to quieten it down. And what's happening in this country is anyone that gets a prison sentence over 2 years, it's probably their 10th or 15th time after being up in court. So what we need to do is give people a chance, give people even a second chance, and third chance, you got to hit them with a heavy full sentence.
Oh, so what, 3 strikes?
3 strikes. What else is happening is there's so much crime. I don't believe in this victimless crime crap that a few people have said so far. Shoplifting, cannabis, fraud, it affects everybody. If you see a criminal in America, when they're up in court, it says the people versus O.J. Simpson. It's the people that are suffering. It's us that are suffering. Who can walk to a shop with Gany youths, with a dog that's illegal, stinking of cannabis, playing music loudly? Who can walk down Connell Street without people asking for money, people sleeping in tents, junks fighting, bins being just tore everywhere? I'm just going to talk about Dublin. Dublin is broken window, like the theory. We need Gardaí on this, and it's not that easy. The Gardaí are nice people. Unfortunately, they're told to do the wrong thing. They're told to look at CCTV after the crime, and then they don't catch up with the criminal for 3 weeks later. If there is a guard of presence on O'Connell Street, 2 guards on each side walking up and down, saying hello to people, asking people to move along, I guarantee you antisocial behaviour will drop straight away. The Lewis will be cleaned up.
So in other words, what we're doing is we're not preventing crime. We're reacting to crimes and not preventing it.
Mountjoy Prison is just a warehouse for criminals. It's taking drug addicts off the street into a place where there's drugs already. We need a bigger, securer prison. Like I said, most of the hardened criminals are doing wrong sentences. It's the sentences in between that we need to crack down on. These cocaine dealers and all, they're destroying lives. If they have nobody to work for them, there's a great movie I'm going to recommend, and I think anyone listening should watch it. And it comes into, if you have any young people involved in drugs, it's called Inside Michael. I don't know whether you've seen it. About a young lad that he's caught with a couple of €100 worth of cocaine, doesn't rat out the higher level guys and goes to prison. But then what happens is the guys come to his father then looking for the drug debt to be paid. What we need to cramp down on cannabis.
Okay, can I ask you a question just to move on? The case I gave earlier on of the woman I saw in the paper this morning, €70,000, she defrauded from the state because she was claiming her mother's pension even though the mother had been dead years. She said she did it to keep her mother's memory alive. I don't believe it. I know the judge believed that. So the judge said she should be prepared to go to jail. She hasn't been sentenced yet. She should be prepared to go to jail. So should we put someone in jail like that? Because clearly she probably hasn't committed a crime before. I don't know. I don't think she has. And she's not a huge risk to society. Stephen said, and I probably agree, community service would be better for her than putting her in jail.
Well, the crime's already committed. Crimes like that, fraud and stuff like that, unless you're very, very clever, you're not going to catch them until there's a certain amount of money already taken. So that shows a flag.
Okay, but should she go to jail?
No, she should pay it back.
Well, she's never going to pay it back. She doesn't have the means to pay it back. She'll pay back, even as Stephen said, £100 a week and take her thousands of years to pay it back.
Pay the community back. She can pay the community.
That's
back.
what I'm saying. Yeah. So work in the local homeless or old age pension centre or whatever, helping people out, making dinners or whatever. Say you give her a sentence of 1 year community service. Working every day, and all she gets is her own dole.
Well, that's up to the sentence. But the problem I have is that giving people half sentences for the likes of possession of cannabis and possession of cocaine. Let me tell you, people forget about cocaine and drugs. If you're buying a €50 bag of cocaine, you think, oh, well, I'm not hurting anybody, the local dealer. You forget where that cocaine comes from, and the damage that causes in the regional country. And the damage and you're fueling a criminal gang that's probably involved in violence and prostitution,
human trafficking and all sorts of things. Yeah, no, I completely, I'm with you 100%. That small bag of cocaine can do an awful lot of damage. And by the way, it also funds those people who will supply cocaine to a lot of people who will die. So yeah, you are right.
And that's not just a working class problem. That's across the board. It's just cocaine in the
Okay, so generally speaking, you think that we should be rethinking how we do the prison. Do we need another prison, or we just need to rethink who we put in jail?
We need a bigger prison. Obviously, our population is growing. Violent crime is up. It could be a temporary prison, but if we start putting boots on the ground, get the guardians out of the helicopter from behind the desk, they're paid to guard, to preempt those guard.
Okay, well, I have to get to a lot of people here, and Tommy, make a huge amount of sense. Stephen, I hear you grunting there with everything, so I'm assuming you agreed with nearly everything Tommy said there.
Yeah, pretty much. Aside from a little bit of fear mongering about all the people that we're going to convict because of hate, but
Well, anyway. Yeah, we'll do the hate speech thing during the week, by the way, because I know Roderick Gorman said this morning he wants to push it through.